Hi, friend, and welcome to the Dreamers Podcast, the show where we explore bold dreams, highlight inspiring stories, and the real journeys behind them. I'm your host, Lydia Ingeniery, and each episode I sit down with creators, founders, visionaries, and everyday people who dared to imagine more and did something about it. This isn't just about success. It's about the setbacks, the turning points, the late nights, and those moments when quitting felt easier than continuing. So whether you're building something new, standing at a crossroads, or simply searching for inspiration, you're in the right place. So take a breath, lean in, and let yourself dream a little bigger. This is the Dreamers Podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Dreamers Podcast. I am so excited and honored that you have joined me today. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're listening on Spotify or Apple or watching on YouTube. I am just so grateful that you've chosen to spend some time with me and my special guest today. And let me tell you what, I am so excited about my guest today. I have the incredible Mila Martinico in the studio, in the house, and we get to talk today all things Mila, all things that she is presently doing. We're going to hear her story. We're going to talk about her family. We're going to talk about her business, which around these parts in Middle Tennessee is a thing, let me tell you. And I'm just so sad that it took me as many years as it did to actually make it down to Mila's. But once I did, I have been hooked for the last several years. Our family goes all the time to Mama Mila's in Columbia. Yay. But today is going to be such a great conversation. Mila, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So excited. So excited. As I do with all of my guests, I just like to start at the beginning. And so I would like to invite you to just share with us your beginnings, your story. How did all of this start for you?
Okay, first I want to say thank you guys for coming in all the time.
Oh, you're
and
so
supporting
welcome.
The restaurant. Like,
You're so welcome.
you know, you're becoming an OG customer.
Yes.
Now.
We're there a lot.
Yes, I'm so grateful.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, so I think the most important thing is that I am the eldest of everybody.
Okay.
Which I think has a special calling.
Yeah.
And my mom was a single mom. And my dad was like in and out of my life here and there. And, but we lived next door to my nonna and nonno. And they were immigrants.
Yeah.
And so it's so funny because I get a lot of flack from my family members because like you'll always see them on the comments because they're always like the passive aggressive comments. I'm like, I don't know why I have to fight the people who are related to me.
That's crazy.
But they're always like, why do you say like you have a first generation upbringing? And it's like, well, I didn't have like grandparents. I had 3 parents, you know? So I got the old school Italian like upbringing.
Yeah.
And my grandparents were tailors. And when they retired, they literally remodeled the tailor shop into the restaurant.
Wow.
And so I grew up in my family's restaurant, and it was not a fun time. It was not a fun time at all because we had no life.
Gotcha.
And so, no vacations. We had 1 vacation a year. And it was at my nonno's birthday, which was the 4th of July, and we got 4 days off.
Okay.
And so I think that especially with my grandparents just recently like passing away in the last, I think it's been like 6 or 7 years now for my nonna, but my nonno last year. I think it just really drove home for me how important family time is.
Yes.
And how I feel kind of gypped out on that because the restaurant just was so much. So all of that, I think I've been fat my whole life. Like for real though, like, and so I was put on my first diet when I was 6. And so like,
wait, put on a diet
when I was 6. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot.
So it was a lot. And I've been on every single diet you can think of, like Jenny Craig, Lindor, Weight Watchers, like every single one.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of my childhood was spent thinking that I wasn't good enough and that there was something wrong with me, and then being bullied. And of course I was, on a scholarship at the Lutheran school.
Okay.
And so, because my mom was a single mom, and she had a sandwich shop called Mama Mia's.
Okay.
And so I spent,
Really?
once I was homeschooled, I was working at the sandwich shop during the day, and then we'd go to the restaurant at night.
Okay.
And I started working when I was 9.
Wow.
And I don't know, I think it's just the Italian work ethic,
Yeah.
And then I met my husband when I got a second job at Starbucks.
Okay.
When I think I turned 17 the first 2 weeks of working there.
Okay.
And I met Mateo my first day.
Wow.
And
did he work there, or was he a customer?
worked there.
Okay, he worked there.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, my first day was on Halloween, and I was like a little cat. Like I had leopard ears and I drew little whiskers, and I drove my 55 Chevy because that was my car, my daily driver. Yeah. You'll see it parked in front of my house.
Oh my goodness. That
I
is
saved
amazing.
up for it since I was 5.
Yeah. Since you were 5?
Yeah. I was like, okay, I saw Grease, which is not appropriate for a 5-year-old.
That is hilarious.
And I saved up for my car, and like I drove it, and he was like, whose car is out there?
Oh, wow. Okay. Now that's a good way to get a boyfriend, I will say.
Yeah. And so I just kind of bullied him into liking me, I think. Because I was like, ooh, he's Italian. He's got Elvis chops.
I was going to say his name is Matteo.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
so
so
you
cute.
like immediately were drawn to him.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay.
Yeah. And it's funny because when I was 15, I felt like the Lord told me to write out everything I wanted in a husband.
Oh, I love that.
And so I wrote out, it literally was 78 things that I wanted. And I ended up finding it in my Bible. I don't know. I think the girls were like
awesome.
4 and 5, and they're teenagers now. And when I looked at it, he was every single thing that I had written down, like everything. It was so crazy, but that's how God works.
Wow. I love this.
So, and then, it's just been us against the world ever since.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. So in the restaurant world, which was all that you knew, being, raised in that place, like, was it your grandma that taught you how to cook? So like, did you have this natural love and desire to want to learn all this stuff, or like, how did that happen?
Well, even as like a little girl, when they would ask you, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be a mom.
Okay.
And so I was always playing house, whatever. Now unpacking that with my therapist, I realized that it was me trying to create some kind of normalcy.
Wow.
Because,
because you didn't have that.
I didn't have that.
Okay.
And unfortunately for my mom, like my parents together were so toxic that I think it was just a lot of spiritual turmoil for her. So, she was always on the floor in the kitchen calling the 700 Club, asking for prayer, like, all of that. And so, and we were just always involved in church. We went 3 times a week, like all of that.
Yeah.
But growing up in that, and then I think that, we were always made fun of for being different because there aren't really a lot of Italians in this little tiny town in Southern California where I grew up. Okay. It's all like Hispanic.
Okay. Yeah.
So, which I don't know about you, but I kind of miss like that culture here.
Yes.
I'm like, somebody show me a cholo. Like, dear God.
Totally.
I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe how much I miss that.
I know.
But there is like such a cool culture in that and growing up in that. But anyways, but then being with my nonno, because I was like his little sidekick, and I'd go everywhere with him to the hardware store, like whatever, since I was little, and being with him and just realizing like, hey, this is a heritage, like this is something to be proud of.
That's right.
But my family was always very proud to be American also.
Yeah.
Like, so it's different. Yeah. Like, and I think it's something that a lot of people don't understand, but, anyway, so in that we had my nonna Maria, and then we had my mom Mona Lisa and my uncle Mark Antonio. So all of them cooked at the restaurant.
Okay.
So I had the absolute joy of learning from each one of them.
Wow. That's awesome.
So it's really helped me at the restaurant because I feel like my nonna taught me so much. It's, probably 90% her.
Yeah.
But then my uncle really taught me about, hey, like this is the systems and why we do it as we do.
Yes.
And then my mom was an incredible baker. So that's how I'm able, to come up with all these fat girls delights and, all these like,
so good.
Oh my God.
You guys, no, listen,
so
not
good.
only is her food amazing, but her baked goods, we cannot go there without getting the peanut butter pie.
Isn't it so
like
good?
every
Oh,
single time,
it's
every
so good.
single time. And this fat girl's delight. My friend, we were just at your place on Saturday and my friend got it and she carried it back to the table. We were trying to guess how much it weighed because it literally felt like it weighed 6 pounds. That we were off.
I know.
It doesn't weigh that much, but it was so good.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
almost
gosh.
2 pounds because we weighed it because it was so heavy.
Yeah, I was like, this
like month
has to be 6 pounds.
Yeah, that's what that was my guess too. But I was like, dang, I should be more like pound aware for somebody who's weighed themselves their whole life.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's incredible. So you had just all these different influences from your family that taught you all these different aspects of it. That is awesome. So then you and Mateo, your boyfriend, you fall in love, you get married. And then did he get into the restaurant business with you in California, or how did that all start for you guys as a family?
No, not at all.
Okay.
In fact, we were so poor. Like it was a struggle to survive. And he was going to school full time to be an engineer.
Okay.
And we ended up having a stillbirth that was caused by medical neglect. And basically like our daughter was murdered. And I just looked at him and I was like, we have to pursue Jesus because I don't want us to be a statistic. And I just can't imagine doing my life with anybody else, So I just knew that I did not want to get divorced.
Yes.
And so we started praying and we realized that we had to get the heck out of there.
Yeah.
Like there was no way that we would survive. I mean, we all lived on, which I am so grateful for because my nonna really took care of everybody. Like she took care of everyone in the family, but we lived on a family compound. And so growing up, we lived next door to my grandparents, like my big fat Greek wedding.
Yeah.
That was my life, except for it was aloe vera instead of Windex.
Okay, gotcha.
So like my nonna burnt the crap out of my forehead in second grade on picture day and duct taped a piece of aloe vera to my head. So yeah.
No, she did not.
Yes, she did. And so
Wait, did you go
that
to
was my
school
life.
with this?
Yes.
Wait, did you take your picture with
Yes.
that? Wait, what?
I have to find it. Mom, when you listen to this, you better find it.
You have to. We have to see this.
It's like terrible. I have no teeth and I'm like with an aloe vera leaf right on duct taped to my head.
That is funny.
Yeah.
No
so
way.
that's like old school.
Wow. Yeah.
Italian.
That is old school.
But, and
That's
she didn't even
crazy.
cut off like the pokey parts either. So every time I talked, I poked myself. But it was fine. I was already weird enough as it is, Nonna.
Oh my gosh.
But-
all right. Next time we're
Yeah.
together, you're showing me this picture.
Yeah, I gotta tell my mom.
Crazy.
We gotta get that picture.
Oh my
But,
gosh. Yes. Okay.
yeah.
So you realized we can't be here.
Yeah.
We need to leave.
Yeah.
So what did that look like?
So we started looking around for like an RV, whatever. Well, I've always loved vintage everything, like just my whole life. And I think that probably comes from my grandparents because they were tailors.
Yeah.
And, people dressed beautiful back then. And I've always had
Very
just
classy.
Yeah. And so I told Mateo, I was like, I'd really like an Airstream, like that was the dream. Well, he ended up finding one and we went to look at it and we had saved $14,000 and there was just no way. Like my foot went through the bottom of it when we stepped into it. It was dilapidated.
Oh no.
And the guy wanted like $4,000. And I just told Mateo, I was like, there's no way. Like we have to put everything into this, And so the man heard me. He's like, can't you see your husband's vision? I said, my husband's vision's expensive. Absolutely not. And so,
Wow.
I think 2 months went by, and all of a sudden we got an email from the guy, and he said, I had a dream last night, and the Lord told me to sell it to you guys
Wow.
for $1,200.
Wow.
And you can make payments.
Wow.
And so I went and I got a couple extra shifts at the restaurant, and I just, we ended up,
Yeah.
paying it off, bringing it home. And when the girls would go to sleep at night, we would go out there and just work on it one piece at a time.
Wow. Yeah.
And just buy one piece at a time. And it took a year and a half, but we ended up doing it. And then we packed up everything, our 3 kids, whatever we could fit in there, and came here.
Wow.
And lived on a farm.
Okay.
And yeah, now as a parent, and not like in my 20s anymore.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh my God. No wonder everyone thought we were joining a cult.
Yes.
And so like, and I did not, Matt
Right.
and I literally went to an antique store, and we put on like the Amish hats and took a picture. And I told my family, I was like, I would like to be addressed as Sarah, and this is Jebediah.
You're nuts.
And so 100%, I was just like, you know what? I will add fuel to this fire.
Oh my goodness.
My grandpa thought it was the best thing.
Oh my gosh.
But
Wow. Okay. So,
yeah.
okay. So you
Sorry.
have this dilapidated Airstream that you have now at least your foot's not falling through it.
Right.
And you're able to bring it to Tennessee.
Yeah.
But you left everything that was precious to you, your grandparents and all of that.
Yeah.
So how did that go? I mean, like, and what was it about Tennessee that made you feel like you wanted to be here?
This kind of sounds crazy, but I had met friends on Facebook, and we were friends for 4 years. And, we would FaceTime all the time, like whatever. And it's so wild because we're not even friends anymore. And not like in like a terrible way.
Right.
It's just like,
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah. They're just not part of your world anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
I get it.
I love Jesus and they don't. So I just, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And so, but I am so grateful to their parents for letting us, be on that farm through winter. And even though it was hard, it was the first time in my life that I ever had to be alone. And Matt and I had to really figure it out, and I've talked about this before, of course. That is the $12 Christmas where all we had was $12. And I just literally went in there, I closed the curtain in the Airstream, and I sat on the toilet and I was like, Lord, like bawling, like, I don't ever want to feel this way again. Like, you told us to move. He made it so clear over that year and a half that this is where we were supposed to be. And so I was just like, I've given up everything to be here. Because we came here, we had no jobs, no nothing. And it's insane because through, being teenagers into becoming parents and adults, Mateo, he'd be working a job.
Yeah.
And we would be praying like, Lord, he just wants to move up in this company.
Yeah.
And he did mold remediation, he did roofing, he did general contracting and handyman and whatever. And like all of a sudden these companies would be like, well, we're moving to Arizona or something like that.
Yeah.
And the door would just shut and I
Yeah.
would cry. And I'm like, Lord, all he wants is to be faithful to somebody. What is happening?
Yeah.
But little did I know that what I thought was rejection at that time, we would end up becoming homeowners in 2020 to,
Wow.
an old house from 1890.
Yeah.
And every single job he's had to use on this dang house.
Yes. Wow.
So,
yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I see like the redemption of God
Yes.
in all of that and all that stuff that we had to go through,
Yeah.
and just the building of character and
Yeah.
the building of, what is the word that I'm looking for? Endurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
and
lot of
how-
endurance.
Yes. And how God uses every season of our lives to build that character within us.
Totally.
Because we don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've had to really settle that like in my own heart and not to even despise those seasons that we all go through that sometimes we just hate. And it's like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why do I have to go through this? Not knowing or even fully understanding or seeing the big picture of what God is working in you, like building up even just that capacity to be able to handle, you know, what's about to come, you know, or what he's asking you to build or to do. That is amazing. That is awesome.
And, you know, and I just was like, okay, like I had a little dream of, you know, I was like, maybe one day I'll be a homesteader or whatever. But now that I have all these homestead friends and they're always telling me of everything dying, I'm like, you know what?
Like, I'm glad I'm not doing that.
I'm fine. I live a block away from the restaurant.
Yes.
I walk to work. It's been incredible.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know you lived so close.
Oh, yeah.
That's
when you
awesome.
drive by, you'll know which house is my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to
you'll
go on
know.
a little
it's the one with the
hunt.
tub on the porch right now. Dear God.
It's that house. Okay.
It's that house. Oh my God.
That's hilarious. Well, you're renovating and doing a whole bunch of stuff. And
Yes.
Yeah. Because
it's like never ending.
1890. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
My advice to you is if you're going to buy an old house, have enough money to buy one that has been renovated. Because it sounds like a dream and you're like, I have a vision, you know? And I'm sure one day I'm going to look back and be like, it was worth it. But I'm in the season of endurance with the house. And it's just a lot.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be amazing when you're done.
I can't wait.
Yes. Yes. I bet.
Yeah.
So you now have built this incredible, you know, restaurant, which is really more than just a restaurant. It has become a destination for many of us who live here. It has become the it spot, which is just incredible to see, just knowing your journey. So you started, though, before you got into your home, you started selling food out of your Airstream, which you named Louise, right? Louise, which I love. She named her Airstream. And I love this because I name everything too. Like my car's name is Lola. And every room in the Awaken House has a name. I think names are very important.
Yes, and prophetic.
Yes, and prophetic. So where did this idea come from to start selling food out of your Airstream, and how did it turn into Mama Mila's?
Okay, it's crazy.
Okay.
But speaking of, you know, prophetic. So my name is Maria Lisa. Okay. But growing up, it was always, because it was Maria, Mona Lisa, Maria Lisa, and my little sister, Lisa Maria. So it was always like you girls. And I always felt grouped together.
Sure.
And then one day I decided to look up my name and what it meant in Italian, and it meant bitter woman. And I was like, wow, great. So I just was really praying about it. And I was like, you know what, God, when we move, I want a nickname. Like I need a new, fresh start. Like I love that. You know, when your family is kind of like big in your town, that you don't have a you, you're a them.
Sure.
And so I didn't want that. And so I, you know, thought, well, if I drop 6 letters, it's Mila. You know? And so I looked it up and it said beloved by all.
Oh.
And so I was just
that you are, my dear.
Yeah,
that you are.
It's so weird. I'm like, okay. Like, I mean, my 5 haters obviously have no job, but like just the fact that the restaurant has the reputation that it has, that we all work so hard to build and create, is just, I think, a testament of Jesus.
Yes.
Because it's just a lot, you know? But anyway, so that all happened and I was like, I'm going to go buy Mila. So then my Nonna ended up passing away so tragically. Like she called me and I was like, Nonna, like you sound tired. And I was like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm tired, Maria Lisa. I'm so tired. And she said, let me talk to the girls. And this would be the last time that I would see her on FaceTime. Wow. And the last time I would talk to her. Wow. And she looked at my girls and said, I want you to remember that your bisnonna loves you. And she looked at me and she said, the best thing you ever did was move away. And then she literally ate a bologna sandwich and a Miller High Life and had a heart attack and was gone in 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah. And so that happening, and Mateo and I, you know, he had just started his handyman business. With that $12 we had in the bank, we were in this little tiny rental in what they consider the ghetto here, which is laughable. I'm like, you guys clearly have never really been in the ghetto, because that's where I grew up.
Right.
And so, like, you know, that was nothing. I just cooked for my neighbors and they watched our stuff. Like,
yeah,
it was easy. East 9th, baby.
East 9th.
Shout I was out. Like, I was the best.
Love it.
But,
wow.
And so I did it. Like, well, my nonna started like coming to me in dreams, and I've always had very prophetic dreams my whole life since I was a little girl. And she just kept telling me, keep my legacy alive. Well, then when I thought about that, I would just think about her, like, you know, she would tell me, your uncle thinks he's the chef, but when he turns around, I add salt and garlic, you know? And so, like, I just kept thinking about her and, you know, just how passive aggressive she really was. And
That's amazing.
I thought, I bet you it would be good, because I was a waitress at this time too, during a breakfast shift. And I thought, well, I bet I could just start selling like pastries out of Louise. So then I would come home, and Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I would bake all day. And so pastries and take and bake lasagnas, and then I'd go park and just start selling out of there. And I named it Mama Mila's because my mom had Mama Mia's. Yes. And I just thought, like, you know, it's so Italian, like Mamma Mia. Yeah. And I thought, oh, Mama Mila's is cute. But now it's just mostly old men calling me Mama. And it's fine.
No.
Yeah. It's like, they're like, hey, Mama. And I'm like,
gross.
I'm like, don't call me Mama unless you have a yacht and $2 million. But it's fine. I'm just like,
oh,
but it's okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
But I've become, well, like, in the way that names are prophetic, it's like I have become the mother.
Yes.
You know, like,
come on.
So many of the kids that work for me, you know, are homeschooled kids or just young kids. And I've been able to really like bring them out of their shells, or, you know, and the thing is too, like with the restaurant, you know, I didn't know all of the paperwork and all of that side. So
like the business side?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I know.
And so I've had to like learn that.
Yes.
And for some reason it's been really, really hard.
Me too. No, I can relate to that. Yeah.
Why?
Because the people part is our passion.
Yes.
The hospitality is the passion, and all that other stuff, it has to be done, but it's not the passion. We have to learn it. Oh, I totally can understand that.
And I ended up having like who I thought was my friend, and she ended up embezzling out of the restaurant. And
no way.
Yeah, it was crazy. Wow. It was so satanic because I was like trying not to have a mental breakdown because we had just opened at this new spot after fighting and fighting and fighting to stay open at the other one. And come to find out, you know, this woman who, when I would tell her, like, why are we barely making it? Like, I'm coming here at 5 a.m., you know, and I'm leaving at almost midnight. I don't see my family. I don't, you know, and I'm running ragged. My cortisol was so high.
Yeah.
And, like, you just get so fat when your cortisol's so high, you know, and you're like, dang, I can't tie my shoes. And, like, it's just up and down and whatever, you know? And she just would look at me and be like, I thought that you trusted Jesus.
Oh, my gosh. Ew.
You say you're a Christian, you know, and the whole time she was embezzling. And so we had enough money to do payroll and to do an order.
Wow.
And I looked at my husband and I said, it's your business or mine. And he looked at me and he said, your business is more than a business, you know?
Wow.
And so he came to the restaurant, and then look at him now. He's like living his Italian dad life.
Yeah.
Like rolling out the sausage and the meatballs, and I've created a monster.
Yeah.
I have literally created a monster. I mean, I think that we almost got divorced last year over tomatoes because he was like, I can taste the acidity in these tomatoes. I'm like, Mateo, I swear to God, I cannot, like, you cannot add anything else on my plate with these tomatoes.
You're
you
making
know,
me laugh so much.
But it's like,
I was gonna start ready.
but it's like so true. You're just like, why? But it's my fault because, you'll be on Instagram and you're like, hey, guess what? This is bad for you now. And here's the studies. And then I started sending it to him, and now he can taste if something's been cooked in aluminum foil.
Yeah.
And
he's like now the expert.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. And so,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
our crazy standards
Yeah.
have been so incredible for the
It's
restaurant.
good. Oh, it's so good. It's the best.
So it's like,
It's
it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Crazy.
So I think, did I answer your question?
Yes.
I think.
I don't even remember what my original question
good.
was, because I'm just so enjoying
like-
just hearing from you. But I mean, let's talk about the quality, because that is, I mean, what sets you apart. And you've been very vocal and out there about the fact that everything is imported. The things that are not are local. They are organic. They are the best of the best. So just talk to us about like your standards on that and just why that is so important to you.
I think that it's something that goes against the norm for sure. I think that a lot of people who open restaurants and open businesses in the hospitality field, everything is about the bottom dollar. But the thing that because I opened Mama Mila's thinking, okay, if I can make it a year, I've done my purpose. And that was it. Like I just want to plant a seed, share what it is, like Italian culture, share my nonna.
Yeah.
I did what she asked me to do, which was keep her legacy alive.
Yes.
And, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
But now it's turned into just planting little seeds, of wondering like, oh, when I come to the restaurant, I don't feel bloated. I don't feel like crap after I eat this.
That's
like
right.
it tastes different, and it's hard because you're teaching like here where we live.
Yes.
Everyone thinks Italian is like the Olive Garden, but that's like telling a Mexican person that Taco Bell is Hispanic. And so they don't understand what it's like, because real Italian food is fresh, beautiful ingredients. And it doesn't have a bunch of seasonings and a bunch of stuff in it. It's just simple things made well.
Yeah.
And so it's been really cool to just kind of share that. And like the restaurant standards are, no seed oils, all flour imported from Italy, grown in Italy. Like you have to jump through all these like little hoops, our tomatoes, Matteo and I had to suck it up, and he definitely won.
He won the tomato war.
Yeah. The Italian woman in me.
Oh my gosh.
Had to give it up. But, they're grown at the bottom of Mount Vesuvius and grown in acidic soil. And we get almost 1,000 pounds of tomatoes a week. And we are only open 3 full days. Wow. So, like Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, split shift all day. But we prep for 3 days.
Yeah.
Because everything is just, we're making the meatballs, we're hand rolling them. Like there's no shortcuts.
No, there is not. And that is felt and tasted and seen.
Yeah.
So good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you.
It's been really interesting, especially lately, just, because so many people have their opinions on, what we do.
Yeah.
And I know that coming in and seeing a line is hard. But there's not a line every day. Like come in, Wednesdays are slowest nights.
There's not a line every day. And I will say the many times that I have stood in that line, because it is so worth it. I mean, come on, people. Can't we just use that time to have fun conversations with our family and friends?
And make a friend.
Can't we? Exactly. Can't we build community during that time? If you just utilize that time and do something productive and fun and creative, it goes so fast. And by the way, your line does go fast.
Yeah.
I've never stood in that line more than 30 minutes.
Thank you.
We stand in lines for so many other things
right.
that aren't even half as good or as worth the experience. And I think what you have to understand if you go to Mama Mila's, it is an experience.
Yeah.
It's time that you are investing. And I would encourage you, if you're impatient, which most Americans are. Sorry.
And I am.
Yeah. And we all have that tendency, of course, as humans. But like, I really think there's something to have a list of really fun questions that you ask each other. Like if you're on a date night, use that time in the line to have an amazing conversation. And like you said, talk to the people around you. We've met some great people in line. at your restaurant that we've talked to. So like
I love that.
it is doable, but like you have to realize that it is an experience.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. It is just incredible. It is just awesome. Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I've prayed about every single thing, you know, and Mateo and I are always like, okay, Lord, like if there's something that we're supposed to change, like tell us how to do it, tell us how to whatever.
Yeah.
But for us, it's like, you know, I think that people look at us and they see like, oh, wow, like they're successful, but they don't see the 7 years of absolute struggle.
Yeah.
And how many, you know, tears we've cried and how many like people have just like betrayed us and hurt us and just the things that you have to go through, like sourcing and trying to figure everything out when you have standards. When your standards are, hey, I'm going to buy a case of this, you know, frozen product and I'm going to put it in a deep fryer and serve it on, you know, a bun from the store, like whatever, like cool. That's you do you. But Mateo and I are different.
Yeah.
And so there's a time and a place for both, but we just choose to live our life differently.
Yeah. I love that. I love
So, you know, and there's no hate ever because, you know, every once in a while.
Yeah. But I think,
like to be bad.
I think what makes it special though is that you've stuck to your convictions and to your standards.
Yeah.
And there are way more people that love you and support you and want to be at your place than people who don't.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. And you just have to, you know, those people can just move along. But your social media presence is absolutely hilarious. So let's just talk about that conversation for just a second. So you've become kind of a social media, I don't know, for lack of better words, influencer, I guess, celebrity, quote unquote. Just for being, you have so much amazing attitude and sass when you talk about like, but I mean, she goes on her social media, like you go on there and I mean, you're just an open book. Like you're sharing your recipes, you're showing us how to do it. I mean, come on. I mean, not everybody does that. And in the meantime, you're like, and you haters out there. I mean, you always like interject these like hilarious things, but I mean, is that your way of just, you know, having fun, but also like making your point come across like, listen, move along if you don't love me and it's fine. Not everybody has to love me. And that is true. Not everybody's going to understand you, love you, or even like you. And oh, well, like, you know, I mean, oh, well. So like, but talk about your social media. Like, first of all, do you even enjoy that part of it? I know for me, I have a total love-hate relationship with social media. But I will say what you've done is I feel like it's helped you build your brand and represent like who you are and your restaurant. So talk to me about your social media.
My social media is crazy.
I'm so like, there for it.
It's very so on brand. It's so crazy because like, see,
we giggle just talking about it because
we're coming out of like the week of hell, you know, because I usually am pretty good about, you know, my haters or whatever, because it's not new to me.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like, get out of here. Like, I hated myself for so many years.
Yeah.
Do you think that the enemy's going to use, like, he used myself against me?
Sure.
You know, until Jesus, like, showed me that he had his identity for me. And so I just think that you come to a place where you're like, I'm going to be me. And if I've always been too much, too fat, too whatever, like if it's too much, choke. I don't care, you know? And I think that people think that everybody needs to know their opinion. So they get on social media and they get crazy. So like people were going crazy on I Heart Columbia this past, like, 2 weeks ago now, I guess. And I just think that name should be changed to I Gripe Columbia, because dear God, do we not have better things to do?
We have one of those here in Spring Hill too.
Oh my God. I'm just like, what kind of building of community is this? That's something I want to change. But, because like I said, nobody knows, you know, what goes into a business, and everybody could have a bad day, you know, whatever.
Sure.
But usually the people who come against me are people who come in and have no boundaries and don't like that I have boundaries, because nobody's allowed to act crazy in my place, because it's my place.
Right.
And if anybody's going to be crazy, it's me.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
you know, and it's
Yeah.
just kind of like, I don't understand. Actually, I do understand. I think that COVID created a lot of entitlement and created a lot of people just not,
Yeah.
you know,
anymore.
caring about each
Yeah.
other. And that's not my place.
No,
You know,
no,
so
totally.
on social media,
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? We need to bring back a little shame. Okay. You should be ashamed of being bad. And you should be ashamed of the things that you say that hurt people because you don't know. Like I told you before, like I'm my worst critic. If you're going to sit there and call me this, call me that, make fun of me, whatever, like I've already done it.
Yeah.
Find
Yeah.
something new.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in social media, I'm like, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care what people are going to say about me. I just we just posted, I made like a zabayon and I like literally was crashing out during this like entire filming. And God bless Riley because she's like my assistant. She records everything. She helps me
Yeah.
run the social media. And she just goes with it.
Yeah.
And I think that, and I
Yeah.
hope that people see that I'm just me
Sure.
and that they appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because so much of
Yes.
social media is fake
Absolutely.
and I'm just not.
No. No.
So,
and that's what's so refreshing about
know,
all that you do.
I'm like,
It's so
I'm there.
authentic.
I'm like,
Yes.
it's me and my double chin against the world.
Stop.
Like, I'm always like,
You're
Riley,
so
tell me.
beautiful. You
No, I'm
are.
just
You're
like,
striking.
but you know, like,
Yes.
you're supposed to like be posing
Yeah.
and be like this
Yeah,
and like
no.
whatever. And I'm
It's-
just like, whatever. I don't care anymore. I've had too many children. Like, and that man still loves me. So we're good.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my gosh. In the start of Awaken House, I would get on and like do these reels and stuff. And I just felt like I'd crawled out of a hole. I mean, it's like after days of being here for 16 hours working, painting, and I'm supposed
Oh,
to be
yeah.
getting on here doing like reels and marketing. And I looked so bad. Like I was like the worst version of myself that had ever existed. Like physically, emotionally, like, I mean, and so many good things were going on, but I was just exhausted. And I
Yeah.
look back on some of that stuff and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I, and I don't even put myself out there even close to what you do. In fact, you are inspiring me that I need to be better
you're
at
so
that.
nice.
But yeah, no, it is. So your family. So I was just reminded about something that you said at the very start of this entire interview was that from day one, I just wanted to be a mom.
Yeah.
And you are
The mother to Columbia.
The mother to Columbia and to 5 kids,
Yeah.
4 kids or 5.
I always count Jada.
You count, Jod. I love that.
Yeah.
5 babies.
5 babies.
5 incredible babies. And I know that your family is your number one priority. Your marriage is your number one priority. I would love to talk about how you have put some safeguards around yourself to preserve your sanity with your family and to help even protect your kids, although they are very involved in what you guys do, which my kids are involved in what we do as well. But just, if you're willing, share with us some of your boundaries and some of the things that you've put in place to help safeguard your family life.
Yeah. I think that it's crazy because I really feel like Mateo and I are finally stepping into being where we want to be more family time wise. Because between the house, the restaurant, there was just never really any time for our kids. And, homeschooling them while we're prepping or
How in the world?
I know, it's crazy.
Wow.
It is so crazy. And I felt like a failure a lot. And I have cried so much. I mean, just, but I really do feel like God will not give you something if he doesn't think that you can handle it.
Yeah.
And like I had shared with you earlier that I've been recently going through like an MCAS situation where my body has just been having these flare-ups and it's just been the years of the stress.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I think that God has just been showing me like pursue me and everything else will fall into place.
Yes.
Because my nonna was always had to be at the restaurant. always, always, when it was open, she was there. She was, you know, and she died because of it. And I do not want that to be me.
No.
I don't want to look back and be like, wow, what were my kids' childhood like?
Yeah.
You know? And after I had Nunzio, so like really the past 2 years, I felt a lot of guilt because I have not been home. And I've been at the restaurant and doing all that. And it's so funny because, you know, I've been recovering from surgery.
Yeah.
And our babysitter, I don't say nanny because I feel like the rich people say nanny, and I'm not at that point yet. But Victoria was like, respectfully, I can't wait for you to go back to work. And I was like, why? And she's like, Nunzio's not like this normally. Like when you're home, he's a terror. And God just put something in me where I was like, it's okay that I'm at the restaurant, you know, because I'm at home for the really important things. The morning snuggles, you know, the putting him to sleep, the, we have, Sundays are our days to be a potato at my house, and they are so special. I wake up, I usually, sometimes even at the restaurant, I'll prep a casserole for the morning.
I love that.
And, you know, or we'll take a couple frozen pizzas from the freezer and I turn on worship, and it's just our family being lazy, you know, and so that, and just also just making boundaries with customers because, you know, I love everybody. So I love being everybody's friend. And, you know, when people write on social media, whatever, it's always like, I'm writing you back, I'm commenting back, you know. Luckily I have Riley to help me with that, you know, a lot. And she'll be like, hey, what do you want to say? You missed this one. I'm like, oh, you know. But I really do think that I've just really had to learn that Mateo and the kids come first.
Of course.
And so once we're out of this bathroom remodel, we are going to take a vacation. But yeah. And I mean, honestly, God just gives me the strength to get through it. And I'm not a perfect parent. There has been so many times.
None of us are, sweetheart.
Oh my
None
God.
of us are.
I've had to like apologize to my kids and just tell them like, I'm trying to break things.
But
and I don't know how to do it.
But that is, you're doing it by doing that.
And so
you break it by doing that. That is
being honest.
Being honest. And there is so much power in a parent coming humbly before your own kid and saying, I didn't do that well. In fact, I didn't do that well at all.
Yeah.
I lost it and I shouldn't have. And I am so sorry for, you know, I mean, there is so much power in that. And I know my kids have, you know, come to me. I mean, in these last couple of years too, they've been my most vulnerable because I've been so tired. I've been going through, you know, a lot of the same thing like you, just hormonal crap and just like all that stuff. And sometimes my thing is I've struggled with like forgetfulness and just like they will tell me something that's important to them.
It's real.
And I'm like all in it. And literally the next day I'll ask about it and they're like, Mom, we talked about that for like 10 minutes yesterday. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I love you. I really was listening. I'm so sorry. And I've had to go back and like pray about that and be like, Lord, if that is stress or something going on in me, Lord, help me. Lord, fix that. Lord, show me if there's something I need to do to align myself. But like, and then you just make stupid mistakes, you know, or say something or act in a way that you shouldn't. But you change it by doing by doing that, by being willing to just confess and be like, I am so not perfect. I think that teaches our kids so much. I think it shows them strength, actually. And when your kids see you toiling, when your kids see you going after it, pursuing the call of God on your life, when you have $12 or $1 million, it doesn't matter. I mean, the million's
That'd be great,
nice.
Lord.
Actually, it does matter, but no.
Let's go. I'm here for it.
Money does not equal happiness, but it sure helps.
Yeah, for real.
But I think that's the thing that my kids have come back to me with over these last couple of years is Mom, look what you have been willing to pour yourself into. Because I went through that whole guilt. Like, I wasn't here for these last year. I've been so busy. And I mean, but like you said, of course we've been present. We've been as present as we can be. You know, but there's been a change. At least for me, there's been a huge change.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But there is so much power when we as parents do the things that maybe we weren't raised with. You know, breaking those generational,
for sure,
you know, curses and those habits and those things that were just passed down. Because yes, you definitely have kept your Nona's legacy alive, but the truth is you're building your own legacy. Yeah. You and Mateo have you took your heritage. You know, we're born into our heritage. We can't do anything about that,
right?
But we can do something about the legacy that we leave and the way that we do it. So that's amazing, really, that even in your flaws and in your, you know, crap that we all have, that we can just recognize, I'm not doing this perfectly, but I am doing it, and I'm choosing to get up every day, put one foot in front of the other, and do the best that I can.
Oh yeah. And I think, you know, I've been through a lot of trauma in my life, and especially like when our daughter passed away, I chose every day. I was like, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to be the best mom that I can for Gia and Gemma. This was before I had Pearl. And I was like, I'm going to be the best mom that I can. And when they go to sleep, I'm going to cry for 15 minutes. And I'm just going to make it to there. Wow. That's all that I have to do.
Yeah.
And so then I would cry, and but then after that, I would put on worship and I would worship. And I was just like, okay, you know, and I think that that's kind of just how I live my life, you know, and I'm just like, I'm going to choose to do better and to be better, even if it's not perfect. And I don't know. I think because Mateo, like, it's always been like us against the world, it felt like. And, you know, when I was a little kid, the Lord told me that I was going to be the breaker for my family. And when you're a kid, you're like, woo, that's cool. I got a calling. And then you're in it and you're like, ah! You're just like, why? Like, why me, Jesus? Take this mantle.
Yes.
But it's so interesting because, like, here I am, you know, like I'm 37 and I'm just like, you know, I have one parent and my other two parents, my grandparents, you know, they've both passed away. And it's so weird when you're the adult, but then you have to heal from the hurt from them. Even though there was such good, there also is bad with everybody, you know? And it's just been really incredible to be like, to sit with the girls and be like, look, like, I'm sorry, you know, you don't have grandparents. And I'm sorry that it's just dad and I. But, like, I promise when you have kids, we're going to be the best grandparents, you know, and we're going to break that. And, you know, even though it was really rough growing up with my mom, I will say, like, the one thing she really did, she was always really real about everything she was going through, you know? And so that taught me that it was okay to have a mental breakdown a little bit, you know, and it's okay to not be strong all the time.
Good. Yeah.
Because when you're not strong, you have to rely on Jesus. And that's just basically what I do. I'm like, speak to me in all the little ways, you know? And I'm just like, tell me what to do. Like, you're the only dad that I have. So
that's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah.
Because I know it's so personal and, it's good.
Yeah.
It's
but
good.
I hope somebody can relate, you know?
Oh, I'm sure.
It's hard when
we all can.
The people who love you disappoint you, you know? And,
Yeah.
but really looking at them and just being like, how does Jesus see them? You know, because it's like, and I feel like we're like the generation that is so emotionally aware and so like spiritually aware, because I don't know if the veil is so thin or what is happening, but you're just like, okay, like this is a hurt person to a hurt person to a hurt person. And then I'm breaking the hurt.
Yeah.
And where do you go from there?
Right.
And in your children, like, I
Yeah.
do believe that we are raising like these history makers, because this is
Amen.
the time that they're supposed to be alive.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
here we are.
That is so good.
Yeah.
That is so good.
And I like them.
Yes. Oh, I
Like,
know.
I love my kids.
I love my kids too. They're
the
so
best.
amazing. And I just look at them every day and go, I can't believe I get to be your mom. Like, I
know.
can't believe I get to raise you.
I'm always like,
And-
I made this.
I know. You're my little creation.
I love it.
I love that too. So as we kind of wind down, I'm sure there's many entrepreneurs listening to this, and just people who love you and just have followed you and just get so much joy out of eating at your restaurant. And what would be some advice that you would give to young entrepreneurs that are wanting to launch out into their dreams? And what would be just a word of encouragement from your heart to theirs?
I think don't give up.
Yeah.
It's so easy to give up in the world and to be like, well, I tried. But my grandparents came here with nothing. They had no choice but to succeed, and that's kind of how Mateo and I moved here.
Yeah.
We had no choice but to succeed. But in that, I had to fully rely on God. And so my biggest advice is ask the Lord about everything. Whether, it's, where to get a tomato from, or, who you should use as an accountant, or, all the things.
Yeah.
I think it's wild to me. This is like a little tangent, but there are so many people who will copy what you do. Don't take it personally. Sometimes it really sucks because you be over here like, Jesus, give me an idea. And then you get it and you go to do it. And you're like, wow, thanks for copying me. And all the hard work that I've put in this, and I've budgeted to buy this so that we could do this or whatever. But God will give you vision. He will give you wisdom.
Yeah.
Like even right now, I was telling you earlier, like, man, I want to go into production, and produce lasagnas, ship them all over.
Yes.
Like, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it because I prayed about it and God told me present, be present this year. And I was like, okay, cool. So this is going to come in my future and I'm going to believe for it.
Yeah.
And then this year I'm going to be present.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your girl don't have a hallway as we're speaking right now. Matt just blew it out to put in a window. So,
but
just being present.
But that is so good because I think as creatives, those of us who are constantly thinking of the next idea and get excited about things, we also have to learn that not everything is for now.
Yes.
And even if it is the idea, there's also something called the right time.
Yes.
The right timing.
Yes.
And that's not something you want to fight against. That's something you want to flow in.
Yeah.
So that is really good
Yeah.
to just be present because you can never go wrong. Never go wrong.
It's
with
so
that.
true. And prayer walks and like just being like, Lord, like I love to pray over and anoint the business.
Yes.
Like part of my little hormone regulating whatever I'm doing is like every day I go for walks. So I'm walking around the restaurant, and I'm pushing Nunzio and I'm praying and I'm like, Lord, like whatever your vision is for the arts district, like I'm here for it. Let's open doors that need to be opened. Show me vision, show me wisdom, show me what we need to do next. Help me steward this in the way that it needs to be stewarded. Whoever needs to be here, let them be here. And just to create the community. And like, I mean, you're creating community here, and it's not easy when there's so much division in the world, but it's like, no, I want to do this in a heavenly way, and I want to do this in a supernatural way of being like, bring the people together who need to be here.
So good.
So don't give up.
Yeah.
Pray always and believe in the Lord's timing.
Amen. That is very good advice.
He gives you vision for a reason.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Last question for you. What are you currently dreaming about that you're not doing yet, but you would like to do?
Girl, I'm telling you right now, where is the Food Network?
Yeah. Oh, you need to be on there.
That or
Okay.
TLC.
Yeah, we're gonna pray that in.
I'm like,
You'd be
on.
amazing.
I mean, with all the crazy stuff that like happens at the restaurant, sometimes I'm looking around. I'm like, am I on the Truman Show? I swear I am. I'm like, whether, but.
So Food Network.
I know. Wouldn't that be incredible?
Oh, it would.
They need an unhinged Italian woman.
Yes, they do.
I mean, come on.
All right, we're going to petition. We are going to petition
Let's
for
go.
you to be on there. Amazing.
I mean, it would be great. But really, my biggest dream is, and I've even, I used to be like, oh, I want to have land, and Mateo and I, like, whatever. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, I think we're just going to do the best that we can with this house. And then I'd love to have a house in Italy.
Oh, yes.
And I would love to buy a big enough house to where it could be a refuge for people.
Ooh, that's
and
beautiful.
like we go over there and like, food is healing,
Yes.
spiritual healing, like health healing. I don't know.
All the things.
Just something good. And I
love that.
I want to go to Italy because I feel like I want to bring so much back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's like a crazy goal and dream, get my food out there, Food Network, and then Italy. Good. I think that's like my 3 little life,
Yeah.
and don't die.
And don't.
So I'll be taking my vitamins.
And don't die. That is the best advice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Mila.
That's where I'm at.
Oh my goodness. I have such a hard time keeping it together anyway with my laugh. And so you've just made me laugh so much. It's just been fantastic.
Good. A little, goodness.
I love it. Mila, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
It's been so special and so
I keep
fun.
hitting my chin on this. I'm so sorry.
No, I have like lipstick marks all over the microphone. This has been so fun, so good. It's been a mix of deep and personal and just funny and amazing. And again, thank you for what you're doing to shift the atmosphere and to truly impact people's lives through your very own. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your story. Thank you for choosing life and for choosing healing and for just choosing to do the best that you can.
Make me cry.
That is truly all that we can do. And something about you so speaks to me and resonates in me. Although our stories are different, there's so much about you that I relate to. And I'm very glad to be your friend. Yay. And to be able to build business and community together alongside of you in this area is just such a joy. So thank you for the way that you love and the way that you serve. And tell us real quick before we sign off, how can we follow you and get in touch with you and see all the amazing things that you're doing at Mama Mila's? Yes.
So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, although I'd stay away from Facebook because that's where the trolls are mostly. And then I also have a cute little YouTube. Yes. And then, of course, our website is mamamilasmafia.com, and it has pictures of everything.
Yes.
And we have a newsletter that on the first of the month, one email. I'm not crazy. I hate that. And I just like update you on what's going on,
Perfect.
And all the good, delicious specials.
Yes.
And I'm unhinged everywhere. Nowhere is safe. So there it is.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank
Mila,
you so much.
You. Yes, thank you. And thank you all for tuning in and listening today. I just want to encourage you, if you don't follow or haven't subscribed, follow this podcast, subscribe to it. Share it. If you know of somebody as you were listening to this that could really benefit from hearing Mila's story and just gleaning from her wisdom and all the fun conversation that we had today, please share it. Thank you so much for joining us on the Dreamers Podcast. We will see you next time. Dreams don't come with a roadmap, only courage, curiosity, and the willingness to keep going. If today's story resonated with you, let it remind you that your journey matters, even if it's still unfolding. Thank you for spending this time with me today on the Dreamers Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a little inspiration today. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving, and trust that the story you're writing is worth telling. We'll see you on the next episode.